this is who showed up. Thanks for coming, guys. Really.
Yeah.
So glad the community wants to know how they can take part. Fantastic. Okay. Well,
good thing it's being recorded.
Right. That is what's important. So here we go. Tech Params Hatch Vote, yo. So I'm going to start with an excerpt from a post I just recently put together. The Token Engineering Commons is where this is all going to happen. We are pioneering that breaking ground of the digital industry in token engineering. Our commons provides the environment for token engineers to unite and build the new logistics from the lessons of the old. What does that really mean? For me, I have to make comparisons. Like I kind of like look at myself or I look at my own life and try and find something that I think correlates. And I try and make sense of it. Because it's a hard thing to make sense of. It's a brand new concept and it's very abstract. Those that get it, just get it. But what does that say for everyone else? To me, and this might be a trip, it's just like the Wu-Tang Clan. So I think the TEC is like the Wu-Tang of DeFi. They're coming out of nowhere. They have this whole new way of doing something that no one's ever seen or heard. It's going to shake everything to its core as far as DAOs and how to use them, how to fund regenerative, like basically create regenerative economies for these guys to actually make what they want and create real resource and wealth for other projects to continue to go on without needing all of the catalysts from the old. And to me, it's not any different like when the Wu-Tang showed up, because you look at that logo, you don't even have to know. That thing's world famous. It's not a logo, it's not a brand, it's not a slogan. That's a symbol of hip hop. They created that. I think in my mind, that's what the TEC's like. Bet you didn't think you were going to get compared to the Wu-Tang Clan. All right, opening questions. Are you going to submit parameters for the tech hatch? Zap?
Well, I mean, I'd like to see what everyone I don't know. Let's say John, Griff, you, like people who knows and understand better, explain those parameters, and then based on what I think is the best, then I could vote. But I don't see myself submitting parameters. But you never know. I'll pass it to John.
Yeah, really interesting points, Optimus. So yeah, I definitely plan on submitting parameters. And I sure hope that I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. So you could see the people who have been in the middle of this, Griff and myself and Jake and Sam, and now Vitor is really looking at it a lot. And because we've gone through this so much, we have such a deep understanding of all these parameters, so we could submit what we're thinking, and we could talk about it, and that would inspire people to think more. But I hope after that phase, you would want to submit, and I hope everyone would want to submit, because I'm pretty sure that by going through this process, when you actually have the dashboard in front of you and you got your mouse on the little slider widget that gets to change the tollgate fee or the quorum, minimum quorum, I know that for anyone who goes through that process, something is going to spark in their mind. They're going to have at least one thought that they never thought of before. They're going to say, oh yeah, I never really thought about this parameter, or, oh, that's what this parameter is doing. I didn't really, I never considered that. Or maybe, oh, this is dangerous. If this parameter was too high, it might cause this problem in the community. And so I would like everyone, because I know that everyone in the community at least understands some parameters, like at least one. Like the impact hours. So there's two parameters that I think are close to home for every hatcher, and those are the two parameters that really affect the impact hours. And so I think everyone would have some fun playing around with those. And so if people start out with what they know and what they are really curious about and what they want to see and what they want to change, like the impact hours, then at least they start there, and it might lead them down a path of playing with parameters that they actually didn't know to start out with, or they weren't thinking about beforehand. So I'm definitely planning on submitting a proposal. I don't have any strategies right now. Like wouldn't try to say that my proposal is going to be the best, but I have faith that through going through the process, I'll probably see something where I think, oh yeah, this should be considered, and I hope the community takes this into consideration. And I think that might be the way it goes. Like if everyone who submits has a certain feeling about at least one parameter, and it'll probably be all different parameters. So then whoever is really passionate about one parameter in particular, we take all of those kind of proposals together, and we'll get these logical arguments, not arguments, but logical cases for each parameter and why it should be in a certain range or not be in a certain range. And so that's a long-winded answer, but yes, I'm gonna submit parameters, and I wouldn't expect everyone to submit parameters right off the bat, but I hope everyone would get inspired and then consider submitting parameters after seeing, the first kind of wave of people and what they're putting forward and how they explain them. And
yeah, thanks. Yeah, and Zep, just a quick thing. I that's how I see this beginning thing kind of going. We just want everybody to understand what we're doing. And yeah, there's going to be probably a small group that submits a couple of different ideas. And then to just get you understanding how that works, and most importantly, voting, And then as we continue, you'll see that, hey, this is pretty cool. I can do this. And then you'll go ahead and start taking part. And we're just trying to make it as simple as we can, so you don't feel like you're like just staring at, German something. Yeah. All right. What about you, Vitor? What are you going to pick? Are you going to vote?
Well, I haven't thought much about these parameters. I'm doing this more now, so I think this whole idea of everyone being able to vote is really nice, because you kind of don't take it like for granted that you just have the magical parameters, and you have to think about it, and you kind of have responsibility for it. So like you have the opportunity. If you don't do it, like if it's bad for a bad parameter, it's kind of your fault. So I like the responsibility. So I think I will like at least vote and think about it. And if I look at someone's parameters and I think there's something better, I might tweak it some way. But I'm really interested on like looking at things and thinking deep about them.
Right on. Yeah, dude, because the first time I ever tried the simulator, I was worried I was going to rug myself. Okay, hey, Griff, what do you think?
Did you get a good future or a bad future? Did you rug yourself?
I got a good one. Nice. I did.
Maybe we should make
I don't know.
Oh, you got rugged.
Yeah. Bad future.
Bad future. Anyway, of course I'm gonna vote, dude. If I'm so excited about voting, I'm probably gonna submit like 20 parameter choices. It's gonna be bad, man. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's a good one. I hope we make it really easy to fork people's choices. Like, because I do think humans have this amazing ability to always want more. Everything can always be better. It's just a natural, innate thing. So if there's a link I can click that will give me what Zargum did parameterized or whatever, or YGG or one of these token engineering geniuses, right? I'll click their link and be like, you should tweak that one. Submit, put my name on it. We should probably have some kind of accreditation, like, oh yeah, this was originally YGG's. Then Griff forked it and tweaked one thing 1%. What a dick. But then Zeptimus tweaked his and actually changed a couple things. And then Jake tweaked it, and then this one won. Wow. And everyone should get a little bit of credit, right?
Yeah, well, that's certainly something for the future. I think we're getting a little too far out right now, but yeah, sure. Okay. Well, that's cool, guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw my screen up here and let's walk through some impact hours.
Yeah, I just want to say, Griff, that's a beautiful vision, and I'm thinking already about the data structures of how we can do that. Like, I'm seeing this sort of tree structure, this tree of parameters, like literally a tree where each leaf is a parameter set, and then you can kind of split on one leaf so that you get the same tree but with a different particular leaf. I'm going to think about this more. I know Vitor's done some work on sort of embedding the parameters as JSON objects. So I feel like that's kind of a first step.
I mean, I feel like that's a little more complicated than it needs to be. Like usually they have these like referral marketing just in the HTML, right? Or not in HTML, in the address. Right? You just have it linked in the address. You know, maybe
Okay,
one
wait.
of the
So do you see each person has a different sort of web endpoint that they've configured? So let's say we have tokenengineering.org and then slash hatch parameters, and then I could make like slash YGG, and you could fork it to make a web endpoint slash Griff, or
you could do that. I think it might be easier just to make a parameter. What is your name? You know, and then they just put in their name. And
oh,
then
we can hash. We can use a hash.
To use a hash. I mean, I don't know. The referral code in the address bar. I mean, I think we could talk about it for like maybe another couple minutes, and whatever you come up with will be better than me because I have no idea. But it really doesn't seem like it would be that hard just to have like, hey, you put your name in here, and then that's, you know, in the background we're saving the other people's names, and it could just be in the. It might be nice to be in the link because then people can see in the link, oh, this is Zargum, Griff, and Vitor. They all tweaked this. Oh, cool.
Hey, Vitor, is that what you were talking about with your index?
Sort of. I was thinking like in a simple way to just like have the data and trying to structure like what is the data that people are doing, and then just like trying to just like put everything that they can change in a JSON. So maybe like in the simplest case, I could imagine you could like just set up your stuff in the dashboard, then you can like download the JSON, then you can send to another person. The person can upload in there, and then if the person upload your configs, they will see it. But we can like pass it to a database as well. Like, and then we could have like an index, and then like we might have a like central database or something like that, where we have all the parameters, and then like we can have like each submission that you have is like it's timely, so we can like track who was the first person that sent a set of parameters. Imagine that I have a set of parameters and I did it first, and Griff saw it and like made it, tried to submit, and he can see it later. But I don't know if it's way more
Vitor, I think this is the right way to think. And you could just, for one row in that table, which is one parameter set, you could have a field that is like the author, like the person who created it, and then you could have another field that is like forked from, and it could point to another parameter set. So it's so then you just have that in a database. You have the field that is forked from, and then you could like extract that data and make a really cool kind of web or tree out of it and see the lineage of all the parameters.
That really would be cool. I mean, that would be cool. Like if it ended up being like 20 people took part to make this one perfect set of parameters, that would be, and people could see it. I mean, that would be really cool.
There'd be lots of praise dished.
Good point.
There would. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Let's just jump to this screen for a second for the sake of the recording. So this is Tokenlog. This for everybody is a preview. This isn't the fully functioning thing yet, but it works. I'm hooked up right now. We are supporting the C-Stack and our Impact Hour tokens, and that's really cool. And and they're there. You don't have to worry about trying to go find them. They're there. Now we have our open issues from, and this is from the repo where we would have the forks and the issues coming from anyways. The TE Commons coordination Tokenlog params. So like number one, right at the top here, is make actual CAD models for scenarios and metrics for the hatch. Obviously that's pretty important. So that's gotten lots of votes. And I like this whole, so I can't, if I try and go down here to one costs 1 vote, boom. And you just sign it and you voted. You voted. You could vote more. Isn't that cool? Tokenlog. And now that's gotten more. No, none of this else is getting some love. This needs some love. I got to get more votes. See? Yay, we voted more. Really though, like, this is simple and it's awesome. And everybody, like you said, they're going to have their issues of their own set of params. I guess we could have their name here too, maybe, right? We could see that this is Griff's proposal for support required, and then we could vote on that if we liked it.
I'm wondering is there a link to the issue, like maybe on the right where it has the number?
Yeah, that works. If you click
cool.
the 279, Wesley has that all hooked up to go right back to the repo, and then you can go right back to that actual specific issue. So we could have, it could show at least maybe, like you said, a screenshot or something of what they did, maybe. That would be cool too, or at least, a brief explanation why they chose that or what they tweaked.
So it would be really, really nice if they had a no-brainer thing like in this website, and this might be too much to ask, but I know what we can do for sure is we can default the GitHub issue to autofill with like a little bit of instructions, right? So when anyone makes an issue, there's like some text in the description.
Like a template.
Yeah, hey, put a link to your, output here. Say what you changed and why, and your thoughts on these, why you picked these parameters. And then copy paste like your output in here. Like if somehow we could have like a copy paste just for the user so they can just copy it and then paste it in the GitHub issue. And it would just like all these graphs and all these pictures would just show in the GitHub issue. That would be like optimal. I don't think that we have to do that. I think it might be a nice to have. I mean, we can force people to click the link, but man, it'd be so nice if they didn't have to click through 2 links to get to all the graphs that actually describe the parameter choices. So.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, Griff, I'm just a little distracted. I got this grant proposal thing I'm writing, and I just want to clarify what you said. Did you say images in the issue itself? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So you know how? Okay. So I have this idea in my head, and I don't know how reasonable it is, but like, when you actually say, okay, I like these parameters, you push a button, and you should get some like an output. And the output could just be some pictures, like not even the actual pictures, but like the HTML that GitHub will use to render the picture in the GitHub issue. Because we know that's the use case, right? Like they're going to put in the GitHub issue, and that's where we actually want the outputs to be visible more than anywhere. And they can see the outputs when they're designing it, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to get into a file of configuration, the parameters and stuff like that, and get out with the image for people like just looking at it and seeing how does it look instead of like looking at the parameters, right?
Yeah, exactly. Instead of being able to go to someone's page where there's the design, because there's two use cases, right? There's using the model to design the actual DAO. and then there's showing the report of like what choices you made. And I don't want people who are looking at it, judging it, being tempted to just be like, oh. They might actually lose their vision of what was even they're voting on, right? So we need to give them a static. We need to give the voters something static, and we need to give the designers something dynamic.
So I think the easiest way to do this, and I think it is what you just said, but so we can just put the whole dashboard into a single view, clean it up. There's okay, Jake. there's some cleaning up to do. So we do that, and then we put it all in a single deployed view online, and then anyone can just pop into that URL, tweak all the parameters, and set it up however they want. And then I think the easiest way to do it is they just take a screenshot and post that in an issue. Because we can get the whole dashboard, we can get all the three different components, the impact hours, the dandelion voting, and the hatch itself, all into one view, a nice view, and people can configure it however they want. They take a screenshot and they post that screenshot as a GitHub issue.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a really quick and dirty solution. And if it takes 2 screenshots, that's okay too. Just maybe there's too much, like especially like the impact hours. That might be impact hours is going to be a long one. But they don't need and we can also cut out like impact hours. Everyone knows what their impact hours are. Like they know where they are on the list. If they see the top 10 people in impact hours, they'll understand what they get.
No, we can't cut out the impact hours. That's
I
the
know.
whole. Oh, okay.
It's hard. Well, no, we can't cut it out, but you can't take a screenshot of it either because it's too much. You know what I mean?
Well, remember where you see the impact hours as a sheet. It's scrollable, so it's pretty small, and people can scroll through.
Right, and they can just scroll to their section and screenshot that.
They screenshot their own, like, this is how much I get, guys.
Yeah.
This is why I picked these parameters. This is how much impact hours I get. I would say we cut it in the screenshot solution. We got to cut out the impact hours, or just leave it to the top 10 or top 5.
Jake, you're muted. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, great progress. Yeah. So that's, again, Tokenlog's really cut and dry. It's pretty simple. It's awesome. If there were more people here, I'd probably run through it more. I apologize. We are making a website. We're making something for everybody to use. Again, so we can make this as easy as possible for everybody. Going from that, that's a work in progress, but we should be on that. We're on that, and timeline looks good. And then we will be making more posts to the forum here soon about this entire process to get everyone involved and engaged. As far as that, we have a Sunday work session. If you want to jump in and help out, we're going to be hacking away on everything we just talked about. As far as that, I actually don't have anything more right now. We covered the gist of it, and thank you for coming. Anybody else want to add anything? Any questions or anything they want to talk about for tech params about this?
It's like the people with impact hours can vote on the Tokenlog you show us before, or we need to wait?
No, you can do it right now.
And where is it, the link?
Here, I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the general channel.
Thank you.
I would love for Vitor to show where he's at on the. I don't know if it's in a showable place. You can say no, Vitor, if it's not a showable place, but how the website's playing would be pretty cool.
Okay, I can do it. Just give me a second. Let me try to run this locally because just loading it up. But the idea is basically use like a dashboard that it is like automatically created in a React template to make it easier to people just get in and play with the parameters. Share my screen. Here you go. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. So the idea is basically it has the same things that it is in the notebook, and it changes automatically. So like if I change stuff in here, it changes there automatically. Just because like people, just so people don't need to run Jupyter Notebook and this stuff. So right now I have a few issues that like visually there's a little bit space in here because the way panel does is it doesn't leave much space for like React to change things directly in React, but that's fine. I'm fixing it, and I would like change these. I think I would change the sidebar to keep like a side. So there are a few parameters in the left that are corresponding to one graph. So we put like one side by side. Because in here it seems that it is a little bit overwhelming of a lot of stuff in here. But the general idea is that you can change here, like change predicted hours and stuff, and these will change directly in here. Yeah, minimum rate and this stuff. So I'm running this locally, but the idea is run it like deployed. I deployed this on Heroku, but it's only in a single dyno. So if more than one person get in at the same time, it will get a little bit unresponsible. But it's fine. You can like just scale it up. And like my idea, like my I think the simplest way possible is like adding here a file input. So I would like have a file input in here and maybe a download button here. So imagine I just get in here, play with it, like, and I think that I have the best parameters I can for the hatch. So I want to save it. So I could just go in here and like save. Imagine there's a download button here. I download a JSON file with all of this configuration, and then like it's saved. So if I get this file and send to Griff, he can open in his computer and he can see like right after he opens it, he will see all the parameters that I have. So this is basically the idea, but there are a few things that are like broken here that need fixed. Like if I click in here and go back, like the spacing goes crazy, but it's more because of its being created directly. I cannot change a lot of stuff, but I will be fixing this stuff. But I think that's the general idea. Like you have you end up put a file in here, get the file there and down there. And like this can be by user interface, or as I said, can just be by like database, so it can disappear, and then you could just like get a GitHub link as well. I think that's mainly that. I'll just stop sharing my screen. And I haven't thought about it a lot, but maybe there is a way to just, I don't know, get an image, get a snapshot, and maybe send with the link for GitHub issues. I really don't know if it's possible, but maybe we can try to do this just for not letting people manually do the screenshot or something like that. Or maybe even like when we are creating the issue, we might have some sort of script somewhere, or like we just input the parameters and then we have just say like HTML that is like immutable with the results or something like that. Like just ideas. Haven't thought about like the time to do this, but might be doable. I think that's it. Like the download and upload stuff, it's doable. Like it's pretty much doable. And then like from that, I cannot say like the time that it takes, but that's it.
It looks awesome, man.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
Yeah, Vitor, I'm just seeing that I think Panel has a .save method that can export as PNG.
Nice. I will look at it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Awesome job, guys. Really, this is really cool. I think like this isn't really what a month old. I mean, this is awesome. This is awesome. So yeah, fantastic. Anybody got any questions? No? Okay. Griff?
What time are we hacking on Sunday?
I looked at your calendar. I set it from it'd be 1 to 5 your time.
Cool.
Yeah, I set it for you, bud. Yeah, I set it for you. Yeah.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Yeah, 1 to
Yeah.
5 Eastern. So YGG,
Yeah.
that's 10.
Yeah, it's a good time for him. And then Vitor said that worked for him too because it's from 4 to 8.
4 to 8.
Vitor, you're 3 hours ahead of me?
Yeah. Well, he's 3 hours ahead of me.
It's 3 to 7. It's 3
to 7.
But it's
yeah, sorry.
great.
Yeah.
It's great as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Come on down if you want to hang out. They're fun.
Well, maybe we take the rest of this moment to hack on some of it. I mean, we got 24
Oh, yeah,
minutes.
there's still plenty of time. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys down? I could
Sure.
start making some issues.
Yeah, I'd love to see how
Perfect.
it works.
Yes.
Okay, now we're having fun.
Impromptu lab.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Crickets.
Vitor, did you say that it's really easy to just pull almost like Netlify version style from like if YGG changes stuff in the repo that it will just show up on the front end?
Sorry, you mean like change the style?
No, Netlify, like you know how these auto deployers are where you change stuff in GitHub and then the website just magically changes? Like it doesn't
Oh,
need to
yeah.
hold on.
Oh yeah. It's already on. Actually, I made a
Amazing.
local stuff, but yeah, it's on.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but like now it's just a test stuff, but yeah, it works.
Yeah, but that's so nice that like, you know, YGG or Santi or you or anyone could just go into the Python and you wouldn't have to do a bunch of manual stuff to reset the website. Ooh, merging pull requests.
Yeah, Santi fixing the requirements. That's awesome. I demoed this actually today in the CAD community call, and it was completely broken. Like none of the widgets were working, and I just kept going like a crazy person, just talking about it as if it was working. But then we stopped. You know, there was an intervention at some point, and we actually fixed it, got it working, so that people could see what I was talking about.
Oh wow. You guys fixed it just in there, just like
Yeah, well, there was just just the requirements. So what you just saw with Santi, his pull request, the requirements were messed up, so it was installing the wrong versions of the Python dependencies, and so it just wasn't working. And but yeah, I did a fix on the fly. I just installed a previous version of Jupyter, which got it working again. But I think Santi has gone through and posted actually the proper requirements.
What a guy, man! Did you did they like it?
Oh yeah, it got really good reception. It was people were pretty stoked, and I didn't just go over the models. I really went over the whole process because it's the CAD group. So I wanted to show that just because we're not using the CAD library in this particular instance, we're still sort of using the CAD methodology. And so I went over the requirements gathering. I started with this gardens template, all the parameters here, and saying and a whole introduction on how we're not a technocracy, and we're doing this whole cultural build first, and so how can we translate all this to the community. And so then I went through the forum and the forum posts and some of the specific deep dives, and then I went into the modeling and showed how like sort of this whole parameter process. So that was really well received.
Dude, Greg here. I was there. YGG rocked it. You're on the fly reboot displayed your tech savvy, no doubt.
That was funny. Thank
no,
you.
Seriously, watch if it was recorded. I hope it was. Like, just go watch it, because like what he just said, he walked through like, geez, like like from code to forum posts to output. It was just rad. So check it out.
Nice. Yeah, I got the recording. I'll post it on the CAD and I'll make sure it gets shared around. I thought I kind of butchered the.
You were recording it too while you're
Yeah.
doing all this? Wow,
Yeah.
man. Jeez, come on. Leave something for other people.
Yeah. I think Jeff recorded it too, but he often messes up the audio.
But there were all the co-hackers, right? Who were like, well, I saw it was version 1.87. They were digging into the code as well.
Yeah, they were on point. They knew exactly what was going on. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool to have an audience of hackers who they see all the little things. Like, oh, you got to do this. Oh, you forgot to do this. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yeah. Hey, Griff.
Yeah.
Is this our? Can you remind me where our current?
It's new hatch.
Is it in the
hatch?
same repo?
It's just up a folder. Yeah. Oh, whoa. Maybe. Oh, you're in. Oh.
Well, this is OneHive.
Oh, yeah. You got to be in TE Commons.
Ah, okay.
I'm like, what? There's a lot more files than that. No. I think it's try yeah. TC hatch, I think. No? Okay, hold on, I'll find it. It's in TC template.
Oh yeah.
I'll put the link in. I'll just put it in T1 Hive. I love dropping links there and not saying
Oh yeah.
anything.
It's a good one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. I can close some issues. Oh, Vitor, do you not have write access to this repo?
I don't. I just have to the common stack stuff.
Wow, well, let's get you in the TE Commons, man. You're on the team.
Sure.
I sent you the link on Discord here.
Yeah, you worked out. Thank you, man.
I love giving power away. Although we were talking in the comment stack that we gotta be more, not, I don't want to say judicial, but like make it more of an honor. You get people to feel like, oh, I'm a member of the TE Commons, or I'm a member of the Commons Stack GitHub repo. That's amazing, you know. Like instead of just like handing it out, making it a little bit bigger of a deal, and maybe make someone a team member before they get total ownership of the repo. These sorts of things.
Yeah, some flashing lights or bells or something.
Confetti, man.
Confetti.
Yeah. Vitor, do you have a link to the, I guess, to the most recent version of your web app? Or is it not really showing all graphs?
You say of the repo or only of the dashboard itself?
Something, yeah, I'm not as cool as you guys. I don't know how to, like, run locally anything.
Yeah, Vitor, that's a yeah.
Oh.
How do you run it locally?
Or how do you, do you have just a link to the?
Oh no, yeah. I have everything installed. It's pretty much the same way that you do with Jupyter.
What's above my pay grade? I'm still on like Earth.
Yeah, there's that Heroku link. I think it's the easiest way.
Yeah,
Do you have it?
I do, but I bet no one else does, and I would love to.
Oh, I will send it again. Just let me get it.
But
maybe
careful,
put
if two people go on it at once, it might freeze. But Vitor, did you push your changes, or like what file were you working in?
Oh no, I'm only locally. I just like push to Heroku directly. Like I'm using. I got a minimum Heroku deployment with Pano repo on here, but I haven't made a PR or something like that.
Oh yeah, well you
But I
should
can
have.
do.
Well, you should have write access now, so it'll be much easier.
Yeah, easier. Griff, where do I send the link? Like in which channel?
I would send it in the TE1 Hive channel.
Okay.
It's under co-communities. Oh yeah, there it is. But it's not coming up. I'll just get a gray screen. Yeah, can you try clicking it, YGG? Yeah, it's not working for me.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna. It'll just take some time. It's because it's a free dyno. If it's probably because 2 people are accessing it.
Oh. Oh. Well, I'm happy to pay.
Yeah, Vitor's the guy. He can scale it.
Mm-hmm. I'm down.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, Griff.
What?
Since
What
since
needs the URL thing?
The Heroku, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was wondering that, like, since it's not even a repo that is on GitHub, I was thinking that maybe I could do like today or tomorrow at least, like fix put this thing that I already have together and do a pull request, so we can like maybe have a branch that is like production branch or something like that. There is like aligned to Heroku, so things might be more organized that way.
Perfect.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna drop off. So I'll see y'all on Sunday.
Yeah. Thanks, YGG. That was fun.
Yeah, dude. Thank you, man. See you
Bye.
Sunday.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.
You guys want to keep at it? Otherwise, this is the top of the hour.
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump off. I was not doing anything productive. Thank you, guys.